I am your SST teacher. Today we will discuss about the first chapter of the history section, and the name of the chapter is Nationalism in Europe in the 19th century. Okay. Earlier we used to discuss about the chapters related with our country. Now we will start with the European section first. Okay. Now let's just observe the first word, nationalism, because this nationalism word is the most important thing in this chapter, because that is a feeling that used to, one could say, mobilize the people for doing the deeds which was not in the favor of the government at that time. Okay. Nationalism is defined as loyalty and devotion to a nation. It is a loyalty and devotion to a nation. It promotes the nation at the expense of others, means the nation comes first and other things come last. Okay. Now just observe the concept of nationalism with parlance of our own country. We are big fans of our Indian cricket team, isn't it? Now whenever our country used to win the World Cup, win any type of tournament, we used to celebrate, but honestly speaking, they don't share anything with us. Whatever the prize money that they used to earn, they used to share with their own self. They never given us a single penny. Then why we are promoting such things? Why we feel so much frustrated and sad when our team loses any match? What is the reason behind this? Now, to understand this concept of nationalism in Europe, we will discuss this thing with the example of a French Revolution. That is the set 1 of this chapter, and we will continue with this chapter with 2 and 3 sets. Okay. Now, first of all, to understand the nationalism in Europe in the 19th century, we will take the, one could say, the case study of the French Revolution. Okay. First of all, we will discuss about the causes of French Revolution. Despotic tendency of kings. Despotic tendency of kings means the king at that times were very despotic. The word despotic means nirankush, without any control, without any checks. Okay. The kings who ruled France at that time were greatly involved in their own luxuries. They are concerned about their own comforts and luxuries. They are not thinking about the government, the general public, or the common man. Okay. They never cared for the progress and betterment of their subjects. Here the subject means the people of the country. Okay. In order to manage their own lifestyle, they had imposed heavy taxes. Now, to maintain their standard, to maintain their aristocracy, they used to impose heavy taxes on the people. Clear? So one could say that this was the first cause of the French Revolution. Faulty administration. The French rulers promoted nepotism. Nepotism means bhai bhatijawad. All the high offices were occupied by the members of the rich class. Means only the members of the rich class will get the chance to perform in the administration of the French government. Different laws prevailed for different parts of the country. Now, different laws prevailed for the different parts of the country means that there was a faulty administration. There was not a uniform system of governance in France at that time. So different laws prevailed for the different parts of the country. For example, maybe France was divided at that time into 10-12 states, and different rules prevailed in different states. Okay. Now, heavy taxation. The common man had to pay around 80% of their income in the form of taxes. 80% of the income is a great amount. Means अपनी इनकम का 80% वो अपने टैक्सेस में ही पे कर देते थे. This forced them living miserable life. And if somebody used to pay 80% of his total income in the form of taxes, we can ascertain the living standard of those individuals. Now, point number 4, economic causes. The French rulers were always involved in one or the other war. They are always engaged in war. They want to expand their territorial entries. The expenditures incurred in war were recovered from the already poor people imposing heavy taxes. Now the expenditure is also there. Whenever the country used to enter in a war, it need a lot of backup, lot of money. So to have additional sources of income, they used to increase their level of taxes. Okay, Louis XV spent lavishly on wars and his beloved ladies. He lavishly, without any control. The same was the lifestyle of Louis XVI also. So both the Louis XV and Louis XVI used to spend lavishly on the useless concerns. Okay, so these were the 4 important causes of the French Revolution. Now we will discuss about the consequences of the French Revolution. Destruction of monarchy. Consequences means outcomes or result. कि भाई जब फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन हुआ तो उसके बाद भाई कुछ अच्छा भी निकला होगा, तो उस अच्छे में क्या निकला? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ मोनार्की. मोनार्की मीन्स द रूल ऑफ द किंग. दैट एंडेड, दैट फिनिश्ड. द रेवोल्यूशन हैड डिस्ट्रॉयड फ्यूडलिज्म. फ्यूडलिज्म मीन्स द लैंडलॉर्ड सिस्टम, जमींदारी सिस्टम जिसे हम लोग कहते हैं, द लैंडलॉर्ड सिस्टम, एंड मोनार्की इन फ्रांस. फ्यूडलिज्म एंड मोनार्की वॉज destroyed in France as a consequences of the French Revolution. All the feudal laws were annulled. Annulled means that they have to pay all the feudal lords on an annual basis, means once in a year. Church lands and lands held in common by the community were given to the middle classes. Middle class को land distribute कर दिए गए. The lands of the nobles were confiscated, उन्हें नीलाम कर दिया गया. Establishment of new economic system. A new economic system was built in France in place of an old feudal system. Means now when the old system was finished, the new system must be prevailed there. So वहाँ पर एक new economic system को prevail किया गया. The owners of the industry and commerce became so powerful after the French Revolution that even the restoration of monarchy could not check their growth. For example, the owners of industry and commerce means the business class. The business class has established their feet in the ground so much on a one could say on a very high thing that even the restoration of monarchy means कि जब monarchy को फिर से एक तरह से आई, another example, फिर से एक बार से आए, could not check their growth. उनका ग्रोथ जो था, the growth of the owners of industry and commerce, उनके ग्रोथ को चेक नहीं कर पाया. Development of nationalist feeling. Nationalist feeling means वही राष्ट्रवाद. The main achievement of the French Revolution was the development of nationalist feeling among the masses. Among the masses का मतलब वो common people. When the foreign nation invaded France, they courageously faced them, fought bravely and secured victory for France. अब उसके जब उनके अंदर राष्ट्रवाद की फीलिंग आ गई, when they started thinking about their own country, कि no, हमारी कंट्री की जीत हमारी जीत है, हमारी कंट्री की हार हमारी हार है. So that has created the mode of development for the country. Okay, when the foreign invasion invaded France, जब foreigner countries आती थी फ्रांस के ऊपर अटैक करने, they courageously faced them, पूरे courage के साथ उनको फेस करते थे. Fought bravely and secured victory for France. और उसके bravely fight करते थे उनके साथ. Clear? And secured victory for France. Last point, development of political freedom and social equality. The French Revolution was based upon the ideas of providing political freedom. Political freedom मिलनी चाहिए, राजनीतिक आज़ादी, and social equality to the masses. Social equality means सामाजिक बराबरी. After the revolution was over, every citizen of France was granted political, economic, social and religious freedom. Now after the French Revolution was over, the biggest consequences was that they have received many different types of freedom. For example, political freedom, economic freedom, social and religious freedom. So these are the important consequences of the French Revolution. I have already provided the PDF material of this set, and this is just the set 1, and you can study from that section also. We will continue with the set 2 in the next video. Thank you.